Reisert's class, it's Sophie and Haley. How are you? Today you will be learning Section 1 and 3. In Section 1 you will be learning
about natural resources, renewable resources, energy, and recycling. Natural resources.
Earth provides everything needed for life except energy from the sun. Earth's atmosphere provides the air you breathe, maintains air temperature, and produces rain.
The oceans and other waters of Earth gives you food and water. A natural resource is any natural material that is used by humans.
Examples of natural resources are air, soil, fresh water, petroleum, rocks, minerals, forests, and wildlife.
Most resources are used in products that make people's life easier.
The energy we get from many of these resources, such as gasoline and wind, ultimately come from the sun's energy.
Some natural resources can be replaced in a relatively short time. A renewable energy source is a natural resource that can be replaced at the same rate at which the resource is used.
However, renewable resources can be used up too quickly. For example, trees are renewable.
Conserving resources also means taking care of the resources even when you're not using them.
For example, it is important to keep lakes, rivers, and other water resources free to pollution. Polluted water, lakes and rivers can affect the water you drink.
Did you know the energy we use to heat our homes, drive them, or our computers come from natural resources?
As with all natural resources, conserving energy is important.
You can conserve energy by being careful to use only the resources that you need.
For example, turn off the lights when you're not using them.
Another way to conserve natural energy is to recycle.
Recycling is the process of recovering materials from waste.
Newspaper, glass, aluminum cans, some plastic packaging, and cardboard boxes can be recycled.
Now Section 3. In Section 3 you'll be learning about
the atmosphere,
material resources,
petroleum, and resources from animals,
and the production of paper.
Using material resources.
Earth's resources can be divided into energy resources and material resources.
Material resources are natural resources humans use to make objects or to consume as food or drink.
These resources come from Earth's atmosphere, with atmosphere, crust, and oceans, and from the organisms that live on Earth.
Resources from the atmosphere.
Perhaps the most valuable resource in the atmosphere is oxygen, required for plant and animal life.
Oxygen is also used for burn rocket fuel.
This is a picture of a rocket. Valuable chemicals are found in Earth's air. Nitrogen from the atmosphere is used to fertilize plants.
Petroleum, a liquid mixture of complex hydrocarbons that is found in Earth's crust, is called petroleum.
Petroleum is gasoline and other fuels.
Some compounds in petroleum are the source of products such as wax, tar, and asphalt. Resources from living things.
Many material resources that we use are provided by living things.
Sweaters can be made from wool or cotton. Wool comes from sheep and cotton comes from plants.
In some countries, animals are used as transportation for humans.
Also provided meat, leather, dairy, and egg products.
Animal waste is a source of crop fertilizer.
The production of paper, trees to wood. Trees are cut to obtain one of the raw minerals needed.
Wood to chips. Wood cut into small chips.
Chips to pulp. Wood chips are made smaller and mixed with water and other ingredients to the pulp.
Pulp to paper. Pulp is spread out, pressed, and dried to form paper, which is called on rolls.
Paper to products. Paper is made into many kinds of products.
Next is to then recycle.
Reusing and recycling help reduce the demand for some new resources.
This is a picture of cubes that are made out of metal parts. It's quiz time!
Let's see if you get them all correct.
Question number 1. What is a natural resource? Well, if you answered any natural material that is used by humans, you are correct.
Question number 2. What do polluted lakes and rivers affect? If you answered the water you drink, you are correct.
Question number 3. How can you conserve energy? If you answered turning off the lights and recycling, you are correct.
Question number 4. What is the most valuable resource in the atmosphere? The answer is oxygen.
Last but not least, question number 5. What is petroleum? If you answered a liquid mixture of complex hydrocarbons, you are correct.
Hope you enjoyed the pop quiz.
Now let's get back to it.
Now energy resources.
You will be learning section 1.
In section 1, you will be learning about
Energy resources,
fossil fuels,
hydrocarbons,
the formation of fossil fuels,
and where fossil fuels are found.
fossil fuels,
The fuels that are used to run cars, planes, and factories and to generate electrical energy are energy resources.
Energy resources are natural resources that humans use to generate energy. Most of the energy that we use comes from a group of natural resources
Called fossil fuels. Fossil fuels are non-renewable energy sources that form from the remains of plants and animals that lived long ago.
Examples of fossil fuels are petroleum, coal, and natural gases.
When fossil fuels are burned, they release energy. Most of the energy released is gas.
Power plants and machines use that heat to provide electrical energy.
Electrical energy is used to power lights and is used in many other ways.
All living things contain the element of carbon.
Because fossil fuels form from the remains of plants and animals, all fossil fuels contain carbon too.
Most carbon in fossil fuels exist in hydrocarbons, which hydrocarbon compounds.
Fossil fuels may exist as solids, liquids, and gases.
How do fossil fuels form?
All fossil fuels form from their buried remains of ancient organisms.
But fossil fuels differ in the ways in
which they form and in the kinds of organisms from which they form.
formation of petroleum and natural gas. Petroleum and natural gas form mainly from the remains of the microscopic sea organisms.
When these organisms die, their remains settle on the ocean floor.
There, the remains are buried in the sediment.
Over time, the sediment is compacted, slowly becomes rock.
Though physics and chemical changes over millions of years, the remains of organisms become petroleum and natural gases. Where are fossil fuels found?
Fossil fuels are found in many parts of the world. Some fossil fuels are found on land.
Other fossil fuels are found beneath Earth's crust.
Vocab words! Your vocab words for this unit were
Natural gases,
recycling,
material resources,
petroleum,
and fossil fuels.
Thanks for watching!